Right, so I'm here today with Colum Butterly, founder of Mop Pop, and we are sat in one of the apartments that your team cleans here in Dubai. So we're here in downtown Business Bay. Talk to us a bit first about the properties that your cleaning team look after. Are they predominantly based in Business Bay and the downtown area?
So the units we look after is mainly all Airbnb short terms. That's our niche, that's what we do. Location wise now we're based, pretty much we cover most of Dubai. So we're in downtown Business Bay, JBC, the Marina, the Palm, JBR, Arjun, yeah, so we
So
kind of
all over?
Yeah, all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so we're going to come back to the operational side of all of this a little bit later on, because there's so much, I think, that sits behind the day-to-day operational running of a short-term or Airbnb holiday there, and essentially, like, what you guys do underpin everything that happens. Without you guys, there would be no Airbnb and short-term rental.
Yeah, and there'd be no check-in.
There'd be nothing.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit. Let's have a look. So where we are today, and we're not going to spend too long in the flat, but we are going to have a look. We're in a 2-bed apartment, and it's looking immaculate right now. But let's talk about you and what you do, and what makes you different in this market.
I think for us, when we were kind of before setting up, we had been kind of in a couple of communities with other Airbnb hosts, operators, managers, and it was the same conversations where everyone was always having that struggle with, we can't find reliable cleaners. That was the big kind of thorn in people's side, was always like, maybe have gone through 2 or 3 companies in a matter of 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
So we found that we kept having the same conversations over and over again, and eventually it was kind of like, look, I think we just need to do something about it rather than just talking about it. So yeah, with that we kind of then started operating back in August. We had already been involved in a few communities, a few network groups, and yeah, we kind of went from there and started. So yeah, we scaled quite fast. We could have definitely scaled faster, but I don't think it would have been right for us.
Yeah.
Because you just would have taken on too much that you then can't handle, and you end up back in the same situation where because it is so logistical. There's so many moving parts. You have, it's quite a detailed clean. So you have a short window, 4 or 5 hours, to basically do a deep clean. It's almost like sprint cleaning, but your guest expectations are quite high, so it has to be done correct every time. We then also have, logistically wise, it's not like a hotel where all your apartments are in one location or all your rooms are in one location. You're in downtown, you have checkouts in Business Bay, JVC, so there's a lot of moving parts as well. And then you also have to bring everything to site. So we provide everything. So we bring the linens, we bring all the amenities, soaps, shampoos, coffee pods.
Okay, well
everything. Yeah.
Let's start taking a look then, shall we, at some of these, because
Yeah.
what you do is quite different to
Yeah,
quite
so
a
I think
few of the other companies out here.
Our
right?
model, or our package is fully comprehensive. We're not sort of, we clean, but we don't provide you linens, or we don't provide you with amenities. It's, you have to give them to us and then we'll bring them. For us, we bring everything. So down to a kitchen towel, a sponge, everything. Yeah.
Even like the tissue boxes, right?
Yeah, tissue boxes. Yeah. Tissue boxes. Yeah, everything.
Everything. Okay, so this is it's not a bad size 2 beds. How long, if we just have a little look at what we've got going on here, how long would it take ordinarily for one of your cleaners to clean a listing like this?
So it depends on every unit. Every unit is different, but we sort of track and time every unit. So after a couple of cleans, we know, right, it's going to take X amount of time. Realistically, 2 bed, it's about 210 minutes.
Wow, that's really specific. Okay.
Yeah, that's sort of the average.
Okay.
Your studios are about 90 minutes. One beds are 120, 130. A normal 2 bed is about 210, and your 3 beds then are sort of into your. No, 3 beds are maybe 290 or so. Depends on the 3 beds. Some of them are quite big. Others are. They're nearly the same size as a 2 bed. Yeah,
Okay.
they vary a bit more. And then your bigger units, your 300 plus minutes. Yeah.
And is it, for what you're working with right now, is it mainly apartments?
Mainly apartments. We have a few villas. Again, villas are very different because it also depends on the number of beds. For every additional bed, it takes an extra 15 minutes. If a sofa bed is used, it's another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's bunk beds, it's 30 minutes. Yeah. So it does. Yeah, it just varies on the units, but on average, a 2 bed is 210.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be take 210 here. So if we then just have a look in here. So this is one of your, well, it's not yours, but this is a 2 bed. And what you do, which again I have seen in some of our short stay circle clients,
Yes, this is sort of our
yours. Yeah, this is your.
That's our setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of our signature setup. You can, so if you're on Airbnb or Booking.com, and you see, you can tell we've been in because this is sort of the setup with the face cloth, hand towel, bath towel, and then your dental kit and your slippers.
And from an owner's perspective as well, or a property manager or a host perspective, you're supplying all this. So this is nothing.
No.
That
So
you have to even think about
everything we bring, and especially, I know some people look at slippers and they think, oh, it's not really needed, but I think depending on where in the world your guest is coming from, it's sort of, it is the norm.
Yeah.
And they do expect it. So, because there has been times in the past where I've spoken to hosts and they're like, oh great, you've applied slippers, because we keep getting asked for them. It's like, yeah, it's your target audience. They expect it, and wearing shoes indoors is not normal for them. Yeah.
And this is it, and I think we were talking about this off camera, but you were explaining that it's not that property managers or hosts or owners sort of select add-ons, you do everything as a bundle.
Yes, yeah. So everything is included because again, it comes down to the whole logistics. It's okay, well, at scale, well, this apartment needs slippers and this one doesn't, or this apartment needs a dental kit and this doesn't. It's not going to work. The system is going to break. And it's making sure that everything can streamline and that every apartment we go to, it's pretty much the same. Where if you start bringing in slight little nuances here and there, it breaks and it doesn't work. So that's why it's kind of, we had thought about maybe, do we need this? And it was just like, it just makes more sense to do just, everything is there, and there's no mistakes then.
It's all streamlined.
It's all streamlined, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look in the master bedroom as well, because I believe we've got Manoush here, who's just finishing this off in here.
Yeah.
Hi Manoush. Right, so Manoush, you are in the midst of just changing this bed, right? And you've been working with Mop Pop. How long have you been with Mop Pop for?
Just around like 1.5 months.
1.5 months?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you've probably seen quite a few interesting sites going in and out of various different properties across Dubai. What's been the strangest thing that you've ever seen when you...
It's like, what do you call for that one? Like when we are entering, like we have the schedule for timing. Some guests is like they making the late checkout, so we should have to be rush because we have to give the on time. We always just try to manage to give the on timing. So that's the main thing was we are making for that.
Thank you. And you're in the middle of cleaning the bed, changing the bed for us. Yes? Amazing. And so all of this, what happens to the linen, like when it's stripped?
Yeah.
Does
So
that...
we take it away. It's brought to commercial laundry. So everything's done externally. It's not like we are washing linens in the apartments.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So everything's taken away. And if there's any soiled or stained items, they're separated, they're treated separately so that it doesn't get mixed into the system.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So it's all taken away,
Yeah.
all done, all sorted,
Yes.
which is great. And I know that you said, just before we go and talk a little bit more, I know you said about the little bathroom.
Yeah,
kind of
so
like-
again, just more kind of in terms of what we provide, again, you've got your shampoos, shower gels, conditioners, body lotion. Again, we bring hand soap, toilet rolls, bath mats. So it's all the essentials that a guest would need if they come in and they haven't got anything. At least they have maybe a couple of days of items that they can use.
to help them get through.
As they kind of get settled in that, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's rewind them back to what brought you to start setting up Mop and Pop in the first place, and it actually starts from a bit of a pain point, right? Because you were in the Airbnb hosting world.
Yeah. So
yourself?
my background is property. I've been in that for probably about 10, 11 years. Had dabbled in Airbnb at home as well.
Which is,
Now you basically can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's banned basically.
and home is back in
Ireland.
Ireland,
Yeah. So, came over here, exploring this sort of Airbnb space over here. There's obviously huge demand. Tourism in Dubai is massive, and it's such a growing market that we were kind of like, it sort of makes sense. But again, it was just always in the communities. It was always the same pain points, and yeah, no one could really seem to be like, these guys, use these guys. It was always different names being shared around, but no one actually sort of happy to stand over. So yeah, that's how we've ended up with Mop and Pop.
So you have scaled quite quickly, because officially it was what, November was it? Or
So officially we kind of soft launched, I would say, in August. But again, obviously you have your few teething problems just get into the system, and it was really kind of from September onwards that we started properly operating. We're currently sitting at 158 or 7 units. I think by the time this goes out, we will have broken 170.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's been pretty consistent growth every month.
And what's your secret? How have you managed to scale so quickly in what's not only a saturated market, but also there's been a lot that's going on and has happened in Dubai this year. So
Yeah.
What have you done? What's your secret?
I think for us, I think first of all is quality and service. So I come from a background where customer service is quite important, so we understand that. I also come from a background where I understand what's important to an operator. So I can wear two different hats. I can wear an operator's hat, I can wear a customer's hat, and the service provider's hat. So I have a very good understanding of how it all works. It's not like I have no experience in terms of Airbnb, but we're coming in to clean Airbnbs, but we don't actually know how the day-to-day operations works or what goes on in the background. So I think that's one. Two, I think our success has been that basically all of our business that we've gotten to date has been word of mouth.
Yeah.
We have not done any advertising. We've started an Instagram 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's been a big help. So I think that's kind of says a lot. The fact that we have grown to the size we have just by word of mouth. It is quality, and then I think also the biggest thing I'm proud about is that in the sort of 7-8 months we're operating, we've not lost a client.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, I think that sort of says, okay, we seem to have that secret sauce. Another thing that we also found is we've actually spent time training the cleaners. A lot of people we have taken on, we have had staff come in and supposedly they had worked at all these places. But when you then look at the work, you would say, okay, there's it doesn't seem to, it's not coming through. So we find that to really get a cleaner to the standard that we need them at, it takes about a month.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it takes a month from say starting to actually being able to be sent out and onto a job on their own. It's about a 4 weeks. Yeah. So it does take time. Yeah, it does take time. But once you then do get them to that standard, it is then sort of rinse and repeat, and it's a reps thing. Yeah, it's reps. It's just keep over and over and over.
So how many people have you got on your team at the moment?
We're probably sitting now. We're 20, 25 or so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're quite a big team. So then,
Yeah.
you talked a lot about sort of like when you've got people, you train them up for the 4
Yes.
weeks, and you get into the certain standards, the high standards that you've got. What do you look for before you get to that point? So in terms of when you're recruiting,
Alertness.
alertness.
Yeah.
So talk us through what you mean by that.
It's okay in terms of how are they at responding in just even in the initial communication. Are they fast at replying?
Okay.
Simply just how do they carry themselves? Like those small things will very quickly tell you, okay, if this person is switched on. Even simply when they're being, even in the first couple of days, you pretty much know within a day or two if they have it or not, because you can just tell by the body language. If they are being shown something, okay, are they actually focusing? Are they concentrating, or are they being shown something but they're looking out the window? So that will very quickly tell you, okay, what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you've grown and you've scaled quite quickly. You've got a big team, and I know that you've got big goals in mind.
Yeah.
What would you say has been like your biggest challenge so far?
Biggest challenge so far is it probably is team building.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting the staff that to. Yeah, probably it has been staff, because no one is probably going to do it no one cares as much as you care. So it's trying to build the right culture and the right attitude, and so that every job is done to the highest of standards. But I think what also helps with that is also when you are training the cleaners, you're bringing them on that journey. You're letting them understand, look, why they're doing what they're doing. So it's not just cleaning, it's a whole guest experience. It's, okay, does the apartment smell right? Is this, does the apartment smell right? Why we're cleaning it? It's not just simply we're wiping down, we're washing down surfaces. And letting them understand that, okay, it might just be, it's not a quick clean, it's actually a deep clean, because your guests are coming in and they're expecting it to be brand new. Yeah.
And it's interesting that you're saying about how, as a founder, like you're always going to be the one that cares the most about the business, but clearly that is translating into your team because of your retention in terms of your clients and the quality of service that you are delivering.
Yeah, I think a big thing is the communication as well. Like, don't get me wrong, if there ever is an issue or we do get something wrong, it's fixed. It's fixed very quickly. It's not sort of ignored or whatever. So I think that's a big thing, and I think people do appreciate that. Like in business, it's goodwill goes two ways, and it goes a long way. You know, so it's and like that again. We do have situations where guests won't check out, and the client hasn't. The next guest, they landed at 6 a.m. They've been waiting in the lobby all morning. The current guest won't leave. So it's also going that extra mile so that you can get your client out of a situation that will then hopefully not kind of leave them with a bad review.
No, exactly that. And I think from what I know of you, you're quite a systems driven because again, like the way that you run this and the operational side of things is very unique and very organised, well, particularly for here in this country.
Yeah. And
how you manage, like even down to when we were talking earlier about the number of minutes that it takes to clean certain size units.
Yeah,
so is that something that you think is a bit of your magic power, if you like? Superpower?
That's kind of what's been the magic sauce. And Paul, he's not here today, but he really has the operations nailed in terms of like everything is reverse engineered, and then after that it's just a matter of okay, putting it back together, and at the most efficient way of doing it, because it's not a science, but it is very sort of right. We have a short window. We have to have it ready for the next check-in. Most of the time when we speak to a new client, they don't even ask if we're any good at cleaning. They just ask, do you have it ready on time? That seems to be nearly the biggest pain point. It's they just want to have it ready.
Why do you think that is?
Because people aren't organized, and they don't have the systems. They don't understand that it's like everything needs to be tracked, because if it's not tracked and it's not measured, well, then you're guessing. It's just a guessing game otherwise. So yeah, no, I think operations wise, it's systems, processes, so that at scale it runs smoothly. Because if you don't have those processes, you don't have those systems in place, once you start building, it's just going to break. Yeah, you'll hit a glass ceiling and you can't go any further. And this is a business that it has to be at scale. Otherwise, you've got a job. Yeah, it's not a business.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
So you've got quite an entrepreneurial brain. You obviously you worked with an Airbnb, or as an Airbnb host in Ireland. What led you? You talked that you had a property background. What led you to go into the Airbnb to begin with, before then moving out here?
I think back home, was doing it mostly because it was quite profitable.
Yeah.
Dublin had a good appetite for it, but over here, it's regulated, so okay, it's not going to be shut down in the morning. It's encouraged in the sense that Dubai loves tourism. Dubai wants people to come and experience it. So that's another big backer. And then the market is quite big. It's one of the Dubai airport, about the busiest airport in the world. Yeah. So the target audience is there. Yeah. And the scale is there. You can see the growth. You look at the plans that they have for 2040, the vision that's there, and you're like, okay, yeah, you can see that. Okay, a couple of years, you can have a proper piece of a business.
100%.
Yeah.
So I want to know a little bit more about the name as well. So Mop and Pop is a great name.
Yeah.
Is that your doing?
No, that was Siobhan's. I think that was Siobhan's. That was her idea. I think it was more kind of. It was catchy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's catchy. It sticks. It's a bit of fun for. It's a cleaning business. It's not the sexiest of businesses, but it's a bit of fun on what we're doing. We have two little chihuahuas. We say that they're a Mop and Pop. They're not really.
Do you?
No.
Oh. They are
But they can become the mascots. But no, that's and again, you're mopping and it's popping, it's clean, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it's a great name. It's a solid name. And then, so what is your vision for Mop and Pop? What's your grand vision?
Grand vision would be with 5 years, 10% market share, 3,000 plus units under management. That's the goal. That's the target. Even if we got sort of halfway there, you still got quite a big business. But I do think it is possible. Yes, it's not. It's definitely it's gonna be a lot of work. But no, I think realistically, that's sort of that is the plan. We have been, up until obviously what's gone on recently, we've been hitting those numbers and those targets that we had expected and where we wanted to be. And even with the current situation, we're still growing. You know, like, don't get me wrong, we have lost some units where clients have given units back, or they're maybe thinking of exiting the business, but we're still growing. Like, we still have another 14 units coming on in the next 15 days.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, and we're still, and I'm still very bullish on Dubai. I think once we come out of this, obviously we're probably not focusing really growth between now and October, but it's I think it's going to be busy. I think it's going to be busier than ever.
I agree. I think it's going to come back stronger than ever as well.
Yeah, and No, I think, and even speaking to clients, they're still, everyone's still very, I think most clients are still very bullish. Yeah, and it's just okay. Yes, it's not ideal, but no, I think people are it's somewhat exciting as well. Yeah, yeah,
It is. I think it's a great place to
yeah,
be right now.
yeah.
So if there was a property manager or Airbnb host or operator watching this right now and they are looking at onboarding a cleaning company in Dubai, what would you say are 3 things that they need to look out for when looking at onboarding?
I think they need to be careful in terms of what their cleaning company tells them.
And how do you do that?
I find they need to be asking the right questions and not just getting. I find in Dubai a lot of people will tell you yes, but no one actually then follows up or delivers. So I think what's most important, what they need to understand. Okay, what are the processes? Is there SOPs in place? In terms of what is the what's the communication side? Because a lot of this business, it's not just sort of people. I don't think people understand. I think a lot of people just think people come and they clean, but there's a whole lot that goes on. Like, okay, what's the communication side? Because if the guest hasn't checked out, are they reporting guests have lost and found? Are they reporting damages? Because that's the other thing. Like, especially with some of our larger clients, some of them may not be in that unit for 4 or 5 weeks. And in that time, it's like, well, why has no one reported that there's a big stain on the sofa? The wall has been damaged. Why is that not being reported? And we act as our clients' eyes and ears, basically. So that when the guys come in, they understand that they're not just there to clean, but they also need to quickly understand that, like, if there's any damage, if there's water leaks, whatever, that needs to be reported. So at least then the client can either get it addressed before the next check-in, or at least they're aware of it and they can make the guest aware that, look, there is a slight issue, we know, but we're being proactive, rather than having a guest come in and be like, oh, by the way, there's red wine spilt on the sofa, the wall has a hole in it, or the bathroom is leaking under the sink. The guest doesn't want to have to tell the operator that. Yeah.
So it's due diligence.
Due diligence.
I can never say that word.
Yeah. Systems. And I think just quality as well. You know, why not check out their work? Go and look at some of the properties they're already cleaning. That will give you a good understanding. I usually just will give a potential client. I'm like, here's some clients' numbers. Just ring them. That's sort of the best way. Yeah, and speak to their clients. Get an understanding. Okay, how are they dealing? Is it good, bad? Because it's such an important thing to get right. Because otherwise, it will just be a headache. It will just break your heart. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, and then you also have to remember, then you're going to have communication with guests will then go up. So it's all of a sudden you're going to have more. The last thing you want with Airbnb is friction with the guest. You want to make their life as easy as possible, so your life is as easy as possible.
And then you get that 5-star review that everybody wants, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Colum.
Cool.
It's been really
Thank you.
interesting hearing a little bit more of your story today, and also just seeing one of the properties that you manage and look after. Thanks for joining us.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.